Welcome back to another video. Clocked Out Sports back at it again. What a wild, wild weekend. So many OT games. Very, very exciting. And we have a special guest today. I'm Zisha. That's Jay. We've got a Dallas Cowboys fan. Joey, what's up, my man? How you doing?
What's up, guys? I'm fantastic. It's a victory Tuesday. I'm celebrating the Tuesday.
Celebrate the Tuesday as a Cowboys fan. So, Joey, since you got season tickets 10 minutes away from AT&T Stadium, what happened? How did the Cowboys beat the Eagles?
Well, we scored more points than them. No, but honestly, we were resilient. We didn't back down. We held them, the Eagles, to 0 points in the second half, and we did more to win. They did a lot less.
No, I know you got more than that, Joey. Come on, talk your shit. You came back down 21 points. Everyone counted you out. Everyone counted the Cowboys out, Shoddy out, Jerry Jones out, the Micah trade out. Go ahead, talk your shit, Joey.
We
Come
did.
on,
We,
man.
we shut them down. Jordan, what's his face? Jalen Carter wasn't. He was a non-factor. Saquon was a non-factor. George Pickens is an animal. He caught a ball over two defenders. CeeDee Lamb caught a ball while getting held by that bum Cooper DeJean. So I mean, it was Dak showed what he should.
Wow.
Dak showed why he should be the MVP. I'm just
Oh,
number four
no.
is your daddy. Dak Prescott owns the Eagles.
God.
Yes, I love that. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joey.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Me and crying Michael are not. It's okay, crying Michael. I got you. We're not happy right now. Okay, me and
tell.
crying MJ. That's the GOAT, by the way, not LeBron. But we'll get to that later. We're gonna get into this. Can I respond? Am I allowed to respond?
Of course.
Okay,
Go ahead, Jay.
all right, listen. I want to say something. I want to start off by saying the Eagles are not cooked. I know it might look that way. They are just, I think, really bad at making shit harder than it needs to be. All right. I think Hurt showed in the first half that he can do exactly what they say he can't do. He sliced up the Cowboys D with precision. He got the ball to his top guys. Second half comes around. Once again, play calling becomes watered down. Defense collapses. The play got sloppy. 14 flags for over 90 yards, by the way. That is absolutely insane. This is what I was afraid of. This was the rant from last week. This is not sustainable, not mad, not surprised that we lost. Me and the Cowboys, the Eagles and the Cowboys, they always split is what happens almost every year. What I'm mad and surprised, well, maybe not so surprised, but what I'm mad about is how we lost. So with that being said, I did promise Joey that I will come on here and apologize to the Cowboys and George Pickens for how I treated and talked about them. They did very well. The one thing I will say is that the Eagles, I think, are still better than the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are better at taking momentum that's handed to them and doing something with it, because we can't play a 60 minutes of football. Not yet, unfortunately. So sorry, Joey. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. Still fuck you. And
Look,
you might not go to the fucking playoffs still, but
I
still.
know. I know a lot of fans for the Eagles are saying that the refs walked us down the field, but the refs didn't help us get 8 consecutive defensive stops
true.
on our god awful defense that we have. Our defense thrives off of turnovers. We got a bunch of those. Your little returner got popped in the mouth by Elijah Clark and fumbled the ball.
The biggest problem is that we can't get a consistent returner out there. I mean, listen, the stuff just got
Saquon fumbled too. Number 26 fumbled too.
We have to, exactly, on a good play, we have to take care of the ball. And if we can't take care of the ball, if we're turning it over, we can't score. Jake Elliott misses. If Jake Elliott doesn't miss, we have a different conversation.
Hey, look, Brandon Aubrey missed a 51-yard field goal too in that same game.
What did I say when we were watching it? I'm like, yeah, this is going to be redemption of the kickers. And that's exactly why one of the kickers was going to get redeemed, and it was Brandon Aubrey. Unfortunately, still fuck the Cowboys. But at the end of the day, I have to applaud this team for coming back and really taking advantage of momentum that was given to them, because not every team can do that.
Yeah, they faced a lot of adversity in that game.
They did it last week too. So it's not like a one and done thing. So I respect for that. Y'all still might end up not going to the playoffs, which I think will be real funny, because all this will be for fucking nothing. But
hey, if we don't make the playoffs, as long as we make Eagle fans mad in the process, I'm okay with it. So.
I feel the same way about the fucking Eagles, man. Honestly, Jesus. Can we not talk? I literally wanted to kill myself. Yeah, I couldn't even believe it. You know that meme? That meme of the black guy who's like watching the shit, and he's like, and then his face goes like, and then it's just like, at the end. That's how I felt.
I think of the Richard Sherman meme every time for Eagle fans. The Richard Sherman meme on the Super Bowl and when he's on the sidelines, he
Oh
made that
yeah,
face.
right. Yeah, I'm just like, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't even believe what I was watching. The first touchdown, I was like, all right, they're gonna get a touchdown. We gotta go down there. We'll score. Even if we score a field goal, it's good. We couldn't do shit. I don't understand what happened. KP,
AJ Brown had a career game just to lose. Kind of crazy.
Right. KP, bro. And that's the thing. It's like I saw it happen. We were clicking in the first half.
Yeah,
But
that first half was rough for the Cowboys. That was a rough first half.
Play calling. They just can't. I just feel like KP writes plays and then they're just there. But when they're done, he has no other ideas. It's just like, let's just waste the time.
You'd almost think Nick Sirianni would want to take over play calling from him, but
Well, he's trash and play calling too. They probably do it together. Well, they're probably both fucking play calling. They're both horrible.
Sirianni and Petula are two peas in the same pod, bro. They're linked together from the hip. So if KP's calling plays, that's basically Nick Sirianni saying
Nick Sirianni calling plays. Yep. You're right.
Makes sense.
It's not good. And this is what we're scared of. This is why we're going to end up. This is why we're not repeating. I said it from the beginning of the year. We're not repeating. There's no way. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Rams year. The Rams are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's damn near impossible to do that. I mean, the Chiefs got lucky not lucky, but they did their thing a few times. But the Eagles ain't built for that, just simply based off of coaching. We can't keep a consistent play caller. Poor Jalen Hurts gets the most criticism in the league, but he hasn't had a consistent play caller since college. So it's like
your defense can only carry you so far before it all falls down.
Yeah, and what did I say? I said last week on my rant, I said we are one bad defensive game away from some bad shit happening. And once the defense stopped playing and the offense couldn't score no more, because all the offense had to do was score one more time and the game would have been over. You know, ain't nobody coming back from that big of a deficit, you know what I'm saying? But they just couldn't do it. So I just, rant over, I'm done. I'll give you your respect this fucking week. After this, you're not hearing it again. You're lucky. I was about to put Dak back here just to make.
Well, we don't see until next year, so we're good. So
yeah, that's true. Unless we go to the NFC Championship game together.
We're not making it that far, brother. Come on now, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. We ain't going that far, brother. All right?
We might not make it that far, so don't feel bad.
All right. So it sounds like it kind of segue into the natural topic. What's wrong with the Eagles? Seems like it's Sirianni and Kevin Petullo. Everything else is fine. Jalen Hurts is now 5-10 without Lane Johnson in his career. Now, Lane Johnson is a Hall of Famer, probably the best right tackle in all of football in history. But the guy's getting older. The guy's going to lose a step. He's getting more injured more recently. So if he's gone, if he retires very soon, or he's not the same player as he was last year, does Jalen Hurts still continue to have success? Because the record is what it is. I mean, am I cherry picking these stats, Jay?
I mean, it probably has some relevance too, because it's hard. Because when Jalen, sometimes I'll say this about Jalen. I love Jalen. I think he's absolutely should be in the elite conversation. I think he should be in the top 5 conversation just based off what he's done so far in the league. But what I will say is, sometimes his decision making, he's overthinking, and I think it's just a ripple effect of just having different play callers, getting used to how being, and having trying to get used to different things on the move. And I think he does it better than anyone in the league. But what I will say is sometimes it happens too slow, which causes for him to hesitate, which causes for when pressure comes, sometimes he can't escape it. We also see he's not the guy he was before, at the start of his career with his legs. I mean, he's still got legs, but he's got that Russell Wilson effect where at first he was one of those guys who could take off, but now you could tell he's getting a little bit slower. He's a lot more safer. So he's not like Lamar out there, breaking people's ankles and stuff like that. He just knows how to escape and extend plays. So when the pocket collapses around him, he virtually has nothing to do and nowhere to go. So that could pose a problem, but it could also be a problem that's fixed by plugging in younger guys, letting them learn the system, letting them, through the draft process, pull a Cowboys and draft a lineman. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that's all the Cowboys draft every year is linemen.
We're good at it. So
why not you are good. Well, except let me say something. Your guy, Tyler Guyton, almost lost you guys the game. Insane, dude.
Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele are they're problems.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. I mean, he's good. He's talented. I don't know why he makes dumb mistakes. He doesn't think.
Hey, Nate Thomas looked good though. His backup looked pretty
Yeah,
good. So
yeah, yeah. But all in all, I'm just gonna end it here because I know I'm talking about this kind of long. It's my team, so it bothers me, and I'm passionate about it. Something's got to give. I saw if you can do it in one half, you can do it in another. There's no excuse to be an NFL team who breaks down like that after performing like flawlessly in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Jay, I'm going to stop you off there because I want to know Joey's opinion. Joey, who do you think is more to blame for these Eagles struggles this year? Is it Patullo? Is it Sirianni? Is it Hurts? What's your take?
As much as I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, I'm not going to say it's his fault because it's not. It falls on the offensive coordinator. The man is either a first half offensive coordinator or a second half offensive coordinator. He's not a full 4 quarters guy.
Yeah.
He showed it against the Rams. They struggled. They were blowing the Rams out. Rams came back in the second half. They were blowing the Cowboys out. Cowboys came back and won that game. If they just consistently coached a full 4 quarters, they would be a lot better on defense, or a lot better as a team in general on offense than what we're seeing on a weekly basis with them. That's not going to be sustainable in the playoffs, in my opinion, because obviously they're probably going to win the division, probably get the 1 or 2 seed, but they're not going to go far in the playoffs if they can't coach a full 4 quarters of a game.
100% agree.
Sounds like bye-bye Patullo in the offseason. Okay,
Yeah.
Last night, Monday Night Football, the 49ers and the Carolina Panthers go head-to-head. It was an ugly, ugly game. So many turnovers. Bryce Young can't capitalize on the turnovers. Brock Purdy throws 3 picks in one half. What happened, Jay? That's your guy right there.
Well, first of all, let me explain something to you. I didn't say he's my guy. I just said if I was the Niners, I'd probably pay him because, like, you don't have any other viable options at quarterback right now, and he's gotten you to a Super Bowl. So that's something that you could build around if you can get some people around him. One thing about Purdy is that he's great when he's not being pressured, but when the pocket collapses, so does he. You know, he needs to just find better poise when he's being pressured. And then they need to get, and I think a big part of it is they need to get a better offensive line. Get a better offensive line, get some guys around him. You don't have to have prime Debo or anybody like that, but I think that he'll be okay if you build around him, you know, but it just depends on what San Francisco wants to do.
Go ahead, Joey. What'd you make of the last night's game?
Yeah, see, I like Brock Purdy. I think he's worth the money because, like Jay said, he went to a Super Bowl. He's been in an NFC Championship game. And, I mean, Mac Jones played good, but he's inconsistent. When Purdy's in the game and he's on point, the Niners are really good. But they have no receivers outside. I mean, they have McCaffrey and Kittle. I mean, they have no, like, bona fide, like, solidified receivers like a bunch of teams around them. And that hinders them. Their defense is good, but, like when he gets pressure, he crumbles and he makes boneheaded decisions. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think Purdy's still a good quarterback, but he's just struggling right now.
I'm going to say this to I'm going to disagree with everyone. I think Purdy needs to be benched if he plays like this again in favor of Mac Jones because Mac Jones has played better this year. Brock Purdy plays very well in the Sunday 1 o'clock window slot against, not the best teams, not with all this pressure, not with all this media attention, not with millions of people watching in a standalone game.
They're calling him Kirk Cousins. He's basically Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is better PR. Jay, how many times have I said that to you? Kirk Cousins is better PR out here. And he has all these weapons, Prime McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, and now he doesn't have Ayuk, doesn't have Prime Debo. McCaffrey may be a half a step slower. They still have Juwan Jennings. The Niners have traded for all these weapons. Brian Robinson, Sky Moore, you have Juwan Jennings, you drafted Ricky Pearsall, but they're not investing in the O-line like Jay said. They need to invest more in the O-line. Trent Williams is going to retire soon. He's not
breaking news, if you don't mind. The Bills just signed Brandon Cooks, by the way.
Brandon Cooks?
Yes.
That's a pretty good acquisition for the Bills.
Good acquisition for the Bills. That's kind of dangerous. That's why I was breaking. If it was something little, that's breaking news.
Did it just happen?
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. That's a good weapon.
Yeah, Adam Schefter just reported on X.
That's a good weapon for Josh Allen right there, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, that's a really good weapon for Josh.
Brandon Cooks was good in Dallas too with Dak Prescott. So what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, continue what you were saying. I had to break that news.
Well, since I'm going to talk about that quickly. I'm going to just say this. Brock Purdy is not the guy. If you're getting paid $53 million, you can't throw 3 picks. You have to elevate your team. You have to play better. I always said pay Purdy $40 to $45 million. I thought that would be a fair contract in the Daniel Jones kind of range. But even getting to the Super Bowl, I mean, look at Jimmy G. Jimmy G got them to the Super Bowl. He's QB2 for the Rams, and no one wants to sign him and pick him up to be QB1. So there you
That's
have
true.
it.
Well, Zach, Zeke, let me ask you a question. Didn't a bum by the name of Patrick Mahomes throw 3 picks in the Super Bowl?
How many Super Bowls has Mahomes won, though?
But why are you changing the topic? I
What?
mean,
What? So Jimmy G and Brock
you
Purdy
said that
both
he
had a
can't.
chance
You
to
said
win
that
the
he
game.
can't.
Wait, hold on. Purdy and Jimmy G both had a chance to win the game and yet didn't. Mahomes has had multiple chances to win the Super Bowl and has.
I understand what you're saying, but you said that if you're getting paid that much money, you can't throw 3 picks.
I mean, Purdy has. Look at last year. Purdy was awful last year, 6-11 with the team. Like that can't just happen. Mahomes has won every year and made the playoffs. Like you can't compare that.
I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's a bit harsh to say. Oh, if you shouldn't get paid if you throw 3 picks. I feel like,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Let me just say this: if the Niners don't make the playoffs this year, the Niners should move off from Brock Purdy.
you wouldn't
that's a
give it
hot
one
take.
more year, man,
No, he's had 2 years and he's gotten the bag and he can't make the playoffs. You're done, bro. Get the fuck
because
out.
they haven't
Well,
built
to be
them, but
fair,
they haven't built around.
last year McCaffrey was hurt, and I'm not making excuses for the injury, but that's like their big player. McCaffrey was hurt pretty much all of last year.
That's true. I mean,
So
that's a factor. And now he's healthy. Well, not really healthy, but Kittle's back,
and
right?
Kittle's playing at a good level, though. Kittle's playing at a high level right now. So
I would ask for Brock Purdy to take a pay cut. And I know those San Francisco taxes are fucking crazy, right? Like he's probably only getting 15% of that paycheck, which is still a lot of money, but still.
yeah,
I'm not a big Brock Purdy fan. I would move off him like they did Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Hey, I respect your opinion. I'm
Mac
not
Jones
like
is
a
the
huge
guy
on
in
Brock
San
Purdy. I
Francisco.
like him. I think that if a guy makes it to the Super Bowl, you just don't move off of him because he has a bad year or two.
Well,
You know
you
what I'm
moved
saying?
off Nick Foles. He won a Super Bowl.
Okay, but he was a
That is
backup
true.
quarterback, dude. It's different.
Okay. By the way, Nick Foles did say that play calling is an art. I forgot to bring that up. And it sounds like he wants to be the OC for the Eagles.
Oh God.
I would love that. Oh, I would love that.
Could
Oh,
that be a
I'd love
play?
that. You know how
Actually, Jay, I wanted to bring this up. I've talked to a lot of Eagle fans. They said they wouldn't mind having Doug EP as y'all's offensive coordinator either.
I wouldn't either, but the problem is Dougie P is not a yes man. So the problem is that's what they want in the front office is a yes man, and that's what Nick Sirianni is in a way. But he's
That's what
like
Patullo is.
yeah. So that's what I mean Patullo. So at the end of the day, like it's Nick Sirianni's offense, and Dougie P would never clash with Nick Sirianni. Well, he would be like, "Fuck no, this is not." That's why Dougie P is a better head coach than he is a
offensive coordinator.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I don't know. It would be
Should
cool
find a way
to
to
see.
get Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon back. Get the
Yeah,
band
man.
back together.
Listen,
Steichen not
man,
going anywhere. Maybe
Go-
Gannon's gonna. But why would you bring back Gannon? You have Vic Fangio, so
Go get
Well,
me
that's true.
Deion. Go get me Deion Sanders, and we'll make him our offensive
That's your
coordinator.
offensive coordinator. No,
he
he
can't.
would never do that.
Dion is not a number 2. He is only an alpha male. He's only going to be the number 1.
Yeah,
Wait a
he's
minute.
an alpha.
Wait a minute. Do I smell a segue?
He's not a beta. He's an alpha.
Do I smell a segue?
Is Shedeur Sanders an alpha, Jay?
I'm just listen. I said Deion.
God.
I talk about Deion. I smell a segue. We talking about who we talking about next? Who was it? Shedeur Sanders.
Big Shedeur guy over here. Big Shedeur guy.
Well, wait a minute. When you Shedeur, you're talking about the 5th round talent, right? The Nepo baby, the
one who got his
who
jersey
didn't have-
retired for doing absolutely nothing in Colorado.
the
Yeah,
one
that
who
guy.
was the one who was thrown in a fire with a can of gasoline, expected to just come out unscathed. Yeah, the one who didn't have the mechanics and can't do this and isn't NFL ready. It's almost like prep and practice and building chemistry with the people around you matters in the NFL. Who would have fucking knew?
Or maybe he just played the Raiders and the Raiders suck. Either way,
well, you play who's in front of you. That's really what the funny part is. It's like you play who's in front of you.
All right, let's see how he does against the Niners this week, okay?
Here you go. Shedeur sits now in the record books as the first Browns rookie quarterback to win in his debut. And by the way, they have had over 40 of them.
Yeah, he also adds his name to that long list of the jersey of the list of quarterbacks, too. So,
yeah, well, and he's the first one out of that entire list who debuted and won. Okay? So let me explain something to you. Well, I was a rookie at least. All right? 11 for 20. 209 yards, would have been 224 yards most likely if Judy didn't fumble the ball randomly and just kind of sabotage that one. One touchdown, one interception, understandable. It wasn't a horrible interception, so I'm not mad at him for it. What I'm saying is these aren't the greatest numbers in the entire world, but he went out there, he won the game, he was efficient, he got the ball to his receivers, and he did it with just 1 week of prep and 1 week of practice. And that's exactly what everyone who has been supporting this man has been saying from the beginning when they tried to fuck him and put him as a fifth-string quarterback in a quarterback room that was less talented than him. Shame on the Browns. And honestly, if this goes well, I think Kevin Stefanski gets fired, because imagine being the coach who pushes a guy with worse talent than your fifth round pick and be wrong about the entire thing, and then he's winning you games while you're 2-7 or 2 and whatever they are. So hey man, shouts out to Shedeur. I think that he's got people about to be sad that they doubted him.
Joey, your thoughts?
I've been very hypercritical on Shedeur Sanders. I really have been. And I might be a little wrong about it. Shedeur, he was impressive for a week of practice. I will say I didn't like how Kevin Stefanski kind of turned him away in the locker room because he was hyping up everybody else. And he said, hey, the offense struggled. Shedeur, you did all right, kind of thing. He didn't really give praise to Shedeur in the locker room. No, he did good.
A week of practice. That's why.
Yeah, a week of practice and prep with the first stringers after filling in for Gabriel. I mean, he was impressive. I'll give him that. He looked good, even though it was against the bummy Raiders, but still.
Hey, man.
Okay, let me just say this. Jay, I don't think Stefanski gets fired. I think he's a really smart offensive guy. Here's the thing, or I'm going to tell you. Dylan Gabriel is a player that coaches love. Someone who's safe, steady, and just keeps his head on straight and just does what the coaches ask for. Shedeur is the type of guy to go off script, to make that throw, by the way, was fucking impressive. That was a dime.
Oh, yeah, that 50-yard throw down.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. That throw was sick. And you saw Myles Garrett's reaction. He was like,
he's an alpha male. He's an alpha. And a guy like Shedeur, players love, but coaches don't necessarily like. So my thing is, though, Jay, Shedeur has the talent to be the long-term starter. Dylan Gabriel is going to be he could be a lifetime backup in the NFL. That's his ceiling, right? I don't think Stefanski gets fired. I just think Stefanski and Shedeur are just going to keep on rolling. And if they do butt heads and it comes to that, I don't think he will. But if it comes to that and you got to pick Shedeur or Stefanski, as the owner picks Shedeur. So the owner will probably go with Shedeur. But I think that's because the owner wanted Shedeur, the head coach.
They gave him. I mean, did Dylan Gabriel win any games, or was that all Joe Flacco in the beginning of the season?
I think Gabriel. I think he won 1 game, maybe if that. I don't even know, honestly. Because they have 3 wins now, so I'm assuming that Flacco probably won them 1 or 2.
Well, yeah, because I think Flacco started the first 2 games before he went vamos. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just crazy because imagine, and he said it after the game, and people criticized him for saying it. Imagine if he did get full off season's worth of training. Imagine if he did get full. They could have actually done. Not saying they would have won the Super Bowl.
Did you see Shedeur's post game interview he did?
Yeah,
the reporter was talking to him. He said, "Imagine if I had a full off season, it'd be scary."
Well, that's what I'm saying. They criticized him for saying that. A lot of people criticize him for saying that.
He's just confident. That's all. He's confident,
and that's my problem. It's like I was like, okay, because he's held to some higher standard because he's Deion's kid and he did it, and it's just like, bro.
I mean, Deion's the same way. Let's be honest. Deion's
exactly.
The same exact way.
We have to look at. I want to look at Shedeur and where he came from. He literally was on a reality TV show with his dad when he was 9 or 10 years old, and he showed his dad teaching him football and grooming him to be in this position. He was born in the spotlight. What do you expect? I hate the idea that these quarterbacks have to go out there and be PR robots. It's these are guys who also were born in a situation. So when people judge them on their responses in the media, it's dumb. Think about it. No one else in his position. Well, this guy's not like that. Josh Allen. These guys came up in a different way. They came up just playing ball. This guy came up because he was groomed to be in. He was a Hollywood baby, so of course he acts like this. His dad's Deion Sanders. So hey, man, I don't mean to rant, but I just don't understand the hate on the guy.
It's probably just I'm gonna give a reason why he kind of brings it on himself. Listen, Dion has a big ego. I think Shedeur does too, which is fine. Like, you grew up in that situation. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, like, the reason. Big ego, big bad judgment. I think someone said he's a big goofy as a person, so maybe that rubs people the wrong way. And it's like, when you're a quarterback and you want to be the franchise guy, like I said, Jay, giving millions of dollars, keys to the kingdom, you're gonna have to grow up very, very quickly. Like, Johnny Manziel was never gonna last in the NFL based off his like lifestyle.
But Johnny Manziel was a different situation because he wanted the party life more than, and that's not Shedeur. He's just confident, but he loves football. All he cares about is football. All he cares about is getting better. It's not like he's out partying and all right, he has some speeding tickets, but it's not like he's got all these scandals where he's out partying and doing all this crazy shit. He just says things in the media that are not like, they're so frowned upon because we're still living in this old ass age.
He says things that other players normally wouldn't say, and it catches people off guard by it.
Right, exactly. But like, if we go back, it's not even that other players wouldn't say. If we go back in time, there are players, Richard Sherman, T.O., Randy.
Talk about players like now, like players now wouldn't say that. Like other players now wouldn't say stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, other quarterbacks, because I know there are.
Well, other quarterbacks. Yeah, other quarterbacks wouldn't. Yeah.
Quarterbacks are judged differently than a receiver or corner, though.
Yeah. Right.
No, unless you're AJ Brown. I agree. I agree. But at the end of the day, like, his situation is different than every other quarterback in the league. There's no guy who has his backstory. So, like, we have to look at it with a grain of salt and some realism, But I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Talking about fine, JJ McCarthy looked horrible against the Green Bay Packers, throwing for less than 100 yards. And it just looked ugly. It just doesn't look like JJ McCarthy is getting better. So, Joey, do the Vikings move off him?
I don't think he can. I mean, this is technically his first full year as a starter because he had the injury last year. I think he's just got to ride. You draft him in the first round, you got to ride with him for at least a couple more years. Kevin O'Connell knows what he's doing. He's a quarterback whisperer. He made Sam Darnold look good. He made Daniel Jones look good for a little bit. So, like, I mean, he knows what he's doing out there. It's just growing pains as a technically rookie quarterback. So,
all right, Jay, any thoughts, or you want to just keep it?
Yeah. So I want to kind of like say it's kind of the opposite of the Brock Purdy situation, right? So I kind of disagree with what you're saying because, like, JJ McCarthy has shown nothing. Like, so Brock Purdy, like, the reason for him, I think, maybe staying a little bit because he's shown that he can get to that stage and perform, fairly well on that big stage. JJ has shown nothing because he hasn't been able to stay healthy for any of it. And now when he is healthy, he's not performing well. Bad clock management, mistakes are piling up. Bad decision making, and now he's hurt again, right? Didn't he get hurt? He got hurt.
Yeah,
right?
he got a concussion, I think, or something.
Concussion. So, it's all because of his. I think he doesn't have confidence. I don't think he has the confidence, and there's no excuse, man. You're throwing to one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best receiver in the league. You should be doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Maybe they move. I don't know if they move on right away. I might agree that you might keep him for another year.
You got to let it.
A few years is a stretch. Yeah. A few years.
Well, he's under a 4-year deal, so 2 more years would be his 4 years. So if you give him like a year or two, a year at least, a year max, a year top.
Year max. 2 years max. A year maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're declining that 5th year, obviously. Yeah,
you're declining the 5th year.
Yeah. Especially depending on how this next year looks. Like, if next year looks like, oh wait, this guy actually could do something, then it's different. You just see where you're.
Like, if he has a down year this year, but a good year next year, you have that last year to see what he can actually do before you decide to pick up that 5th year option.
Yeah. Agreed.
We got a 10-minute warning, so we're gonna go into the cooked or getting. Wait, no, we're gonna go into segue into another topic: cooking or getting cooked. All right. My topic for the day is Ja Morant getting absolutely cooked. Cooked by Klay Thompson. Ja Morant in sweatpants talking shit to a Hall of Famer, one of the best shooters of all time, 4-time NBA champion, Klay Thompson. All Klay has to do is go, this. I got 4 of these. You got nothing. Ja Morant, do you even have a playoff series win? No. You're in sweats talking shit. Do you even have a jump shot, Ja Morant? No. Are you healthy, Ja Morant? No. I don't even want to say you're a bum, but you're acting like a bum, talking shit in street clothes, bro. Get a jump shot, get better judgment, and get better friends. Go ahead, Jay. Who's your cooked or cooking?
All right, who's cooked or cooking? I'm going to stick with the NBA talk. not necessarily the Sixers per se, but one player in particular, Tyrese Maxey, has been, even in the losses, has been absolutely going off this year for the Sixers. He is, I mean, the entire team has been doing well. The biggest problem is the defense. The defense is absolutely abysmal. They got to figure something out there on the Sixers for the defense. But the offensive onslaught these guys have is Quentin Grimes coming off the bench. Jarrett McCain putting up some good numbers, doing his thing. But Tyrese Maxey, the way he carries this team, he put up 54 points the other day, absolutely went off. This man, Tyrese Maxey, is an MVP candidate and an MVP candidate for a reason. Also, just a quick shout out to rookie VJ Edgecombe, absolutely going off. I think he might be hurt right now. I don't know if he's coming back soon. Oh no, I saw that it was just precautionary, so he will be back soon. He was sitting the other day, but he'll be back. But he's going absolutely, might be rookie of the year. He's been absolutely phenomenal. So shouts out to the Sixers as a whole, but Tyrese Maxey for being the center of it all. He is cooking.
Joey.
I'm going to segue back to the NFL, back to my team, the Dallas Cowboys.
I knew it.
We're going to go cooking, and that's George motherfucking Pickens. All right. This man has career high in yards and touchdowns. And he has more receiving yards than the entire Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver room combined. He's got a better quarterback than George Pickens had in Pittsburgh last year. We can all agree with that. Pickens cooked the Eagles. He caught a ball over two scrubs. I can't remember their names, but they're scrubs. He's been cooking all season. Honorable mention also to Javonte Williams, who deserves an apology because he's also been cooking. But my main cook is GP. He's going to be in Dallas for the long, long time.
We're going to see about that. That offseason is going to be spicy as always. Okay, let's segue quickly. Are the Bears legit? They are 8-3, but Caleb Williams is doing enough to win these games. But is that enough to carry and win a couple playoff games? Jay.
I hope they're not legit because we play them next week and we can't afford another loss. And honestly, I'm smelling another loss because the Bears I think are clicking, man. And honestly, if you really look at them, they're that team that not a lot of people are talking about. But think about it: they're 8-3. Right? Are they 8-3?
They're 8-3 right now.
Lead the division. They lead the division.
8-3. Okay, and no one's talking about them. Everyone's talking about how inconsistent Caleb's been and this, that, that. They're 8-3. They're very much in the playoffs. They're very much going to the playoffs.
3 seed.
So at the end of the day, I think they're legit. Man, all I hope is that they're not so legit that they come in and legitimize us. I ain't trying to get killed. I ain't trying to die. I just want to get to the playoffs.
He's having PTSD to 2023 right now.
I fucking can't, man. Yes, bro. That collapse season killed me, bro. And it looked kind of like this. So I'm scared. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, Joey. Are the Bears legit? Can they make a Super Bowl run? We're talking Super Bowl.
I don't know about Super Bowl run, but I do think they're legit. They're literally one win away on Friday from being the 2 seed in the NFC. They could be 9-2 or 9-3 with the 2 seed in the NFC. They're winning these games. The only argument they had was they didn't really beat a legitimate team. Well, they went and beat the Steelers, who have a pretty good defense. So, I mean, they beat a legit Pittsburgh Steelers team. I mean, yeah, it was
I don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers are legit or not.
Well, the defense is legit. I'll put it that way.
They're frauds.
The defense is pretty solid.
They're legit.
But no, I think the Bears are a legit team, and they're going to be a problem. I think probably for the Eagles on Black Friday. Give me the Bears to beat them. That's my prediction. Spoiler alert. But
yeah, that's scary. That's scary, but I don't necessarily disagree with you, and it's sad. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. The one thing I will say just really quickly about the Super Bowl is I have no predictions for it. It could be anybody.
All right. Let's segue into it since you mentioned the Steelers. You said, Joe, you think the defense is they're the most overpaid, fraudulent defense in the NFL. And they let Caleb Williams drop 31 on their heads. They even let Justin Fields and the Jets drop 30 points.
I think they're good at home. I think the Steelers defense is good at home, but not good on the road.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers is injured. He's their entire team. He's keeping them afloat and competitive, winning games. But now he's hurt. If the Steelers don't make the playoffs and actually have a losing season, wow, for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career, is he on the hot seat? Is he going to be gone?
No, he's not going to be gone. Mike Tomlin's not going nowhere. Steelers don't fire head coaches. They either retire or they resign.
He is the Steelers. He is the Steelers.
Mike Tomlin's not getting fired. He's not. I think Aaron Rodgers will leave next year, retire. He needs to retire. He should have retired last year.
All right. My opinion, the Steelers need to move off from Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is too old school. He's not a defensive schematic wizard, and all he does is do the rah-rah motivational speech. But that gets old and tiring after a while because these are grown men. And at the end of the day, who wants it more? That only applies to high school and college kids. Talent and scheme wins at the professional level. Thank you guys for watching so much. Like, comment, subscribe, we should talk about next down in the comments down below. I'm Z Shaw.
I'm Jay.
I'm Joseph.
Thank you for coming on the show, Joey. Much
sir.
pleasure. Next time, got to get Giants fan. Complete the entire circle. Complete.
They ain't got much to talk about. So
They ain't got shit to talk about. They ain't even in the
shit on the
playoffs.
Giants. Anyway, in the meantime, deuces, everyone.